We are the beat of your city. The Beat London 103.6 FM.
Hi, Betty.
Hi.
How you doing? Why?
I'm depressed.
Why?
Listen, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
on my way. I'm on the N4 trying to get to Bucks University just to get an education out here, guys.
Hey, man. Sometimes you got to travel for the good stuff, you know, miss.
No, but you got,
That's
listen to this.
Eddy Grant is on radio. And on top of it, what makes it worse? Should I tell you what makes it worse?
Talk to us.
Go on.
The coverage. I can't even hear it.
Oh, no.
I still got about 20 minutes left to drive. I'm okay. I could actually listen. But you lot don't get covered that way. This is producer, manager, whoever it is. We need to sort something out.
Yes, put it in.
All I'm going to hear now is...
No, what you can do, can you listen in to tune in?
No, I can't. It's the phone. You can't listen on the phone and drive.
You hear that, Phoebe? You can't be on the phone and driving. What are you encouraging?
No, I thought she had the wire. Guess what, though? Guess what you can do? We're going to do for you, yeah? Right, so Eddie's going to say, he's going to talk to you and say hi, because we're going to go into...
Hey. Good morning, my dear.
How are you?
I'm lovely. I trust that you're having some better weather than I'm having down here.
I am. You know what? I just keep thinking, okay, I'm going to graduate and I'm going to be a teacher.
Indeed.
This is well worth it. This is worth losing out on listening to this.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. There'll be another
But
time.
it's not really worth it.
Betty, but guess what, though?
Whoa.
Do you want to...
This is on podcast or whatever
Yeah, we are. You can listen back and actually hear yourself speaking to the legendary Eddy Grant.
Hold on, can I say, before you go any further, Betty, because you've really put your feet under the table here, but let me ask you a question, Miss Betty.
Yeah?
What have you had for breakfast this morning?
Coffee and a Swiss roll.
Okay, I'm going to give it to you, you know. Anyhow you had said air pie, we'll have to hang up the phone and you right here, right now, you know.
A what?
Air pie.
If you said you had air pie, that's when you have nothing
breakfast.
for breakfast.
No. I made sure that the kids had some porridge with raisins.
Oh, there you go.
Some milk going down.
And it's porridge from now on, because we're posh. Porridge with raisins.
We're posh. So it's going to be up online on Twitter. It's going to be up on the Mixcloud. So you can listen to yourself asking Eddy Grant. If you had to ask Eddy Grant one question, because this is going to be online forever and ever and ever.
What shall I ask? I don't even know.
He's there. You're talking to him.
I don't even want to ask any questions. I just want to say you are a legend. Yeah?
Thank you.
You don't understand how much of a legend you were. When I was listening to your old school tracks, when I was, 16? People were thinking, what? How are you old school like that? I think I was born in the worst generation, honestly. Like, I think I should have been born in the 70s or somewhere in the 60s or
it
something.
was good
You know what I mean? You know when you feel like you're just not born in the right era?
Yeah, I know that one. I know that one.
That means...
I love the 80s, though. I love the 80s. Don't get me wrong. I'm an 80s child, so I'm all right. But still, the 70s, the 60s, oh, good, man.
Betty, you're a diamond. Do you want to say good morning to anyone?
I want to say good morning to Amanda Starr. I love her.
Morning.
Big her up.
Another legend.
Morning.
What those people, the Vibe people on Saturdays. I love you guys. Travis J. What's the comedian? KJ?
KG. Yeah, Travis.
Candice. Love you guys. I just love the beat. I love you guys, man.
Oh, thank you very much. So you've had a chance. You can say, have a nice day to Eddy Grant.
Have a nice day, Eddy Grant. I love you. You're a legend.
Thank you very much. You have a great day yourself and drive carefully.
Everything about you.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart.
So you guys have a good day.
You
All right, take care.
Bye. Bye.
Have a wonderful Wednesday, man.
Wednesday,
Wow.
baby. Oh, my
I
goodness.
imagine all of this has taken place and we still haven't even asked Mr. Eddy Grant any questions.
Any questions?
That's the status
at all.
or the status, depending on where you live in the world.
Oh, my goodness. That is so
Fantastic.
hilarious. But do you know what's nice? That we can actually make someone's day.
For sure.
Do you know what I mean? So she didn't get to listen to the interview, but she can listen back on Mixcloud.
For sure.
To say
for
hello,
sure.
because not everybody gets a chance to do that. So we are the Beat London 103.6 FM. We'll be back shortly, just after these lovely little bits. And Bobs. Give me hope.
I just realised he was saying hope, you know.
Oh my
In
goodness.
school, I thought he was saying hop. Like, I don't know what we thought. Joanna made him hop. I'm looking at this song though, because I like to communicate with the ladies, you know. I'm looking at that as a chat up line, that song there, you know. Like, if you get her name, all you got to do is get her name, lads. Whatever her name is, Mary.
And say, give me hope.
Yeah, no, give me hope, Mary, man. Help me to help me, Mary. I'm telling you, man, that might get you a full cooked dinner tonight if you say it the right way. Chat up lines for Mr. Eddy Grant, man. It's all right. You can thank us later and make all checks payable to him. Yeah.
Okay, if you just tune in and you're wondering, like Betty was there before.
Yeah.
And Betty was online before, and she was like, oh man, I'm going to get my education, but Eddy Grant's more important. That's when you know you've got legendary status.
That's when you got your priorities in order.
Yeah,
that's right.
The priorities is correct.
Because you can go college or wherever tomorrow, but you're not going to talk to Eddie tomorrow.
No,
he's busy. So before we get started, Mr. Eddy, can I ask you? I wanted to ask you two questions. The first one being, what have you had for breakfast this morning?
I had what the Betty. It was Betty. What she gave her kids. I had some porridge.
Some porridge.
Yeah, porridge.
There you go, man.
And a little juice.
Yeah.
And that was it. And that's every day.
Yeah, that's okay. Because I'm looking at you, and I gotta say, you know, you're looking very, very radiant out here. I don't generally say this stuff to men, you know, but I gotta say it to you.
You do look radiant.
You look
legal.
good, you know.
It's legal now, you know. You can say what you want.
Yeah, I know it's 26. I know. But I still got to protect that street credibility I got, you know.
I'm with you.
Pirelli,
Go
Eddie,
for you.
we've got someone on the line.
Yeah.
And she just cried when she heard your song, so we want to put her live. Is that okay?
That's fine.
I'm telling you, that
Right.
tune, man.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hi, is that Selena?
Speaking, yes.
Hi, Selena. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Not too bad.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we just heard that you did something. You were very emotional
Yeah.
when you heard "Give Me
Very.
Hope."
Yeah, well, I was just saying to your colleague that, you know, I've heard that tune as a child growing up.
I'm telling you.
times, and I haven't heard it for many, many years.
Yeah.
And just hearing it this time, like, it resonated because it's so, I'm getting emotional talking about it. It's
Wow.
so relevant now.
It's the power of music, man.
And it's time when it was actually recorded and produced, but just to listen to the lyrics of the song is actually, the message is so deep. It's
Yeah.
not, as much as it's a very bouncy, positive vibe to the music, but the actual message behind it is actually very powerful. And
Wow.
it never touched me as a child because I was a child. I was, ticking around to it,
Yeah.
But yeah, the reality of what that song actually is about is quite emotional and still very, very relevant today, unfortunately.
Yeah. So would you?
Yeah,
Would you actually like to say hello to Eddie? Because he's right here listening to you, you know. Go on.
Hi, Eddie.
Hi, good
Selena.
I just want to say thank you for many things. Number one, disguising what is a very emotional song as something very positive, and two, for actually disguising it in a way that in my adulthood I can really understand what it is, the message that you were portraying, and
Well,
the hope in itself, the actual hope.
It's funny. I was passing this morning before coming to this station. I was passing the bridge, and just like a flash, there was a massive sign across the top of the bridge that said "Hope," and it just caught me by surprise because hope means a lot of things to me, and obviously it means a lot of things to a lot of people, and there seems to be not that much going around to spare these days. And the song means a hell of a lot to me too, because it kind of caught me by surprise when I wrote it, and it seemed to come out of nowhere like the sign on the bridge. So yes, I'm exceedingly glad, and I'm so touched that it's touched you and that it's made you feel a way special this morning, because that's what it's really all about.
Definitely. Well, thank you, and I do hope you have a very good day.
And I certainly hope you do.
Oh, Selena, are you all right?
Selena, you have a wonderful Wednesday, man. That's what you got to do first and foremost.
We hope that this has done something for you. It can uplift you a bit. You know, like you just said, it meant a lot to you in your youth, but it really means something to you now. And we're really happy that you've called in and you could be so honest.
For sure, man.
Just really quickly, sorry guys, I just want to say really quickly that unfortunately in this day and age, hope is a very rare commodity.
Scarce commodity.
You know, very rare, unfortunately, for a lot of people around the world. So, yes. Anyway, I'm going to go before I get all emotional again.
That's good though. That's going to make you strong for the day, man. Don't deny them tears, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely not. Yeah, definitely.
If I was where you was now, I would mop them up with a Kleenex for you.
Yeah, and give you a cuddle.
And that's real. And give you one of these cuddles that I've been charging a lot of money for. You could have one of those.
Oh, thank you.
So, Selena, can you do us one favour?
Yeah.
Can you make sure you kiss the mirror, give yourself a cuddle, and keep it moving?
Yes.
Guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Have a good morning.
All right, sweetheart. God
Have a
bless.
wonderful Wednesday.
Wonderful Wednesday, Han.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
See?
And it's true, you know, just adding on to what she said. Remember I said I thought he was saying hop, Joanna. We're doing that as I'm, you know, stealing people's marbles and winning marbles in the playground. We're singing that and celebrating. When I just heard the words now, I'm hearing him talk about apartheid and all of these things. I'm like, yo.
So what?
He did some Tupac thing before Tupac. Like, it's like, yeah, it's all fun and games. Yeah, we're all drinking champagne. But hear what he's saying in the party record, though.
So what?
It's incredible.
What made you? Which I know it's kind of obvious to us, but for those that don't know, what was it that actually made you write that record?
That was my second question, actually.
Divine intervention, I suppose, because at the time there were the issues in South Africa and Southern Africa.
Yeah.
And I've always written some what I call songs of conscience.
Right.
But this particular song, I was really at the end of making an album called File on the Rock.
Right.
And the album was finished. And while I was working in the studio, something went wrong with the recorder. And I don't like to hang around at those times. So I left to go into the house to get some hot chocolate.
Nice.
And the engineer was going to fix it. So I was watching the TV, which is in the sitting room there somewhere. And up came this program on apartheid and on South Africa. And it was such a heinous situation that it brought tears to my eyes, literally, you know. And so I said, you know, I'm going to go back to the studio. As I went out the door, something just hit me like Muhammad Ali hitting a right cross to my chin, and it said, "Give me hope."
Wow.
And I thought, what stupid nonsense. I mean, give me hope, what? And I started to skip as I'm going over to the studio. I'm just going, give me hope. Give me hope. And by the time I got to the studio, which is maybe, 50 yards across the yard, I had this give me hope, Joanna. And I thought, well, who is Joanna? What is Joanna? And believe me, by the time I got to the control room where I was doing some preparatory stuff and mixing, I said, you know what, pull it all off and let's start again. And this song just appeared. Believe you me, it appeared. And I knew it was going to change my life. And it did.
That's a vibe.
So you just wrote it and recorded it at the same time?
There and then. Just told the guy, Glenn Johansson, who was the engineer, take off the tape, because it was tape at the time. Take off the tape, take it off, right off, and I'll start again doing something new. He said, but we're in the middle of a mix. I said, take it off. And he said, but the album's finished. I said, take it off. And there we went. I mean, and put down the track. And really, the lyrics came very, very fast, and they seemed to make some kind of sense to me, you know, after it was written.
Yeah.
And there I was putting on the acoustic guitar and singing this "Give Me Hope, Give Me Hope," and and it's amazing how it comes.
Yeah.
You know, it's it really, all of the songs are a gift from God. If you understand real life.
Yeah.
You understand that not everything can you explain, and not everything needs to be explained.
Absolutely.
And it's one of those songs that are really, truly a gift from God.
We want to thank you for making that.
Spoken like a true legend.
We want to thank you for making that, because I was watching on YouTube and seeing you on TV and stuff like that, and the amount of people just from everywhere,
Yes.
all around the world, probably different planets. There's Phoebe going off on one again, but all around the world. How did you feel? Because I know there's so much more that you've done, and we're going to be, talking till 10, hopefully.
Yeah.
There's so much more that how did it feel standing in front of all of those people singing that song and their reaction?
Generally, when I play live, I play with the people.
Yeah.
And thank God that the songs are in that way constructed. And I can extend and expand the whole groove and expand the feeling. And whatever it is that they're feeling, I can feed off of as well. And I suppose if you've been doing it for as long as I've been doing it, or either that or you're just born with the ability to communicate.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that's also the case. And so it becomes very easy because I can be very comfortable in those situations. I don't feel nervous, or I've never felt nervous on stage.
Have you ever? Sorry, Pirelli. Have you got any? I just want to ask one.
I'm just listening to the Pisces speak and saying, yeah.
Have you ever had a moment where you've just stopped, even if it's not physically but mentally in your own head, while you're watching those audiences, and thought, wow, because you can't even see
That's correct.
to the back, so it's like a sea, literally a sea of human beings with their hands in their air or crying, like Selena was just crying and stuff. Have you ever sort of taken it in your own head while you've been on stage?
Yeah, it's very apparent because unless you do, you can't communicate because you have to feel somewhat like them, like the audience. And so then you have a real true communication. Sometimes it's a little surface because people have learned behavior patterns. But outside of that, when you really hit that groove and they hit that groove with you, it's really being one. And songs mean so much to people.
Yeah.
A song can literally drive you to tears, or it can make you exceedingly happy.
Yeah.
And it's a moment of euphoria, listening to a song that moves you, a song that you like, and so it's lovely being on stage, and it's lovely being in and amongst people who are one with your song.
Yeah.
You got to understand everything he just said right there. Did you hear what he said?
Yes.
Did you hear the undertones of what he just said as well?
Absolutely.
Come on, talk. If I ever catch you not speaking to this gentleman properly,
you're in for it, mate.
All right.
In for it.
Everything in the kitchen sink at you. Trust
So if
me.
you just tuned in, it's the Beat
Bad
London,
man.
103.6 FM. It's the big breakfast. And who do we have in the building, Pirelli? Just say it.
The legendary.
The legendary
Sir Eddy Grant.
That's what I'm saying.
We're trying to find the right kind of respect to put on your name.
So, are you an OBE, MBE, or a Knight yet?
No.
Okay, then.
I am an AA in my country of birth.
Nice.
Guyana. And these designations don't really say much.
Yeah.
Especially in these times when people show very little respect for people. I mean, you don't need to have a designation behind your name to be respected and or to respect people.
Yeah.
And so, I don't have one of those things.
Okay. I just wondered because it'll be nice to just put it out there. I just think it's nice to just put it out there. You never know who's listening, and some people just are deserving of these
they
things.
put it out there, didn't they? I was going to ask. So, how long have you been in the music business, sir?
Actually, I think it's about 52 years.
You don't look old enough.
I'm telling you, he looks good, man. I'm telling people, the gentleman looks very, very good.
Don't thank me. Thank Earl Maynard, who is my guru, fitness guru. And
okay.
A man who I respect tremendously. He was Mr. Universe, and he was Mr. Universe a few times.
Wow.
And he did it for Britain. Maybe he is the one that should get the MB or the Sir or whatever it is. Yes, because I'm telling you, he did it for Britain. He's out of Barbados. and he came here when he was very young. He was in the RAF.
Oh.
And all of those things, and represented Britain at the highest. And he is now 81 years old. And
Wow.
he is the man who is responsible for my condition, because he says all you need is a little exercise and good nutrition.
Yeah, I'm having problems with that at the moment. I'm trying to fix that. I'm just being honest.
Go see Earl.
I think I will.
Working on
See, these are the people that we need. You know, they call it Black History Month, and
Yes,
these are the
indeed.
people that we need to know about. And we're so glad
Yes.
that you've just told us, so we can go and look him up, and we will be getting more information on
and,
Earl.
And next year we'll want to see them on your TV screen.
Yes,
Start
please.
getting Jamaican in there.
Thank you
lot.
very
Yeah.
much.
I was going to say, sorry, Phoebes, to cut you. So, can you just talk us a little bit about your journey into music and how that sort of came about?
I've always loved music since I can remember, and I can remember back really young. I started just blowing my dad's trumpet because he was a trumpet player, and I spent every sort of Sunday morning blasting his trumpet because I could make a sound.
Yeah.
Since I must have been 2.5 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I really loved it, and I loved my father. And so I just really wanted to do that. And then somewhere along the line, I started thinking, well, you know, what can I be? I mean, I really was quite good at school. And I thought, you know, I should be, in those days, to be a doctor or a lawyer was really significant. I think it still is in some ways. And I really wanted to be a doctor. So I started studying science subjects and whatever. And then I came to England at the age of 12.
So sorry to cut you. So this was all taking place in Guyana, first of all.
In Guyana. And, you know, my father, like I suppose most musicians of the time, didn't want their sons to be musicians because it was big time suffering, you know?
Yeah.
So having left Guyana, and he came to England and then eventually brought us here, we did the usual going to school and stuff. And I was very fortunate to have a teacher, a music teacher by the name of Alan Breed at Ackland Burley School in Kentish Town. And he really took me under his wing, and, you know, he taught music, and he, you know, tried to show me all kinds of avenues in music, not just playing pop music or whatever it is, but getting into symphonic music and jazz and all of these things.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was a fantastic affair at school, you know. And so I got into the music field. I played trumpet because my dad played trumpet. And I got into the school's orchestra and that sort of thing. Then I had my own little jazz band, playing traditional jazz in those days. And then all of a sudden, the guitar thing came about. You know, lots of bands, the Shadows, the Beatles, people like these were starting to have real social effect.
Yeah.
And England was starting to change. And I thought that, you know, I would like to play the guitar as well.
Yeah.
And because we couldn't really afford that, my father said if I made a guitar, he would buy the amplifier because it was all electrical stuff at the time.
Right.
So I made a guitar.
Sorry, one sec, sir.
Yes.
He made a guitar. Listen, let me just stick a quick advert in.
A real guitar.
You're talking about Black History Month.
Yes.
If you're listening to the Beat London right now, this is some serious Black history for you. And
Absolutely.
the author of the day is Sir Eddy Grant.
Thank you.
Sorry, sir, please continue.
That's right. Well, as I had a bit of a problem because I was studying, as I told you, the science subjects, and everything was focused on that. So I didn't have much time to do woodwork or any sort of extracurricular anything outside of normal academia.
Of course.
And I approached the woodwork master guy by the name of Alan Ronchetti, and Mr. Ronchetti said he would do that project with me after school.
Yeah.
And so I got into, I was very good at woodwork. And we put that guitar together. It was a beautiful instrument. I mean, so beautiful that somebody eventually stole it.
Wow.
So if you're out there and you got my guitar, you can bring it back.
Yeah.
I won't, there will be no stress, you know.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a photo of it.
Go on, carry on.
But that's about the size of it. And getting into the guitar because my dad bought the amplifier after I finished it and stuff. And friends of mine who also played suggested that I should go up to a place called Hazelville Road in North London.
That's right.
By the Archway there.
Yeah.
And there would be some jam sessions going on. And I went there, and there were lots of guys in this front room. And the drummer's mom was plying everybody with serious amounts of sandwiches and cakes. No. I was really into sandwiches and cake, and so I didn't want this to end. But it was so rowdy, and there was no real leadership, and there was no organization.
Yeah.
So I said to the drummer, "Listen, man, I think that in order for this thing to progress, we should really formalize things and let's make it a group."
Wow.
And so, along with the Gordon brothers who were coming and they were singing as well, lots of people there, and we trimmed it down to the Gordon brothers and myself, and there was another guy, an Indian boy by the name of Eddie Phasms, who was there playing guitar, and there was a Greek boy by the name of Andreas Vassiliou, who was also playing guitar, good guitarist too. But they didn't stay around. One thing or another, girls, I think,
Okay.
came into the mix.
Big distraction.
Yes, and so they took off after a while, and then there was just basically the five, myself, John Hall, Dev Gordon, Lincoln Gordon, and Pat Lloyd, who ended up, and we became the equals, and that is the beginnings of me.
Can I just say, so someone nicked your guitar.
Yes, they did.
Now, do you know what they must be sitting there thinking? I nicked this from Eddie at school.
Yes.
Now he's famous. I really want to say to him, Eddie, can you sign my guitar for me? But I can't.
Yeah.
So they can't even admit that, like, they must have thought, oh yeah, I'm just going to take this guitar. But to actually know that they went to school with you,
Yes.
or wherever they were,
Yes.
and took the guitar,
Yes.
and then years later, they're seeing you on television.
Yeah.
They must be sitting there thinking, but you know when you can't come forward for a crime? So you're sitting there thinking,
It will return.
yeah.
It's one of those things.
Yeah.
It's a piece of wood. Even if it returns in a battered state, it probably is much better still.
No, but it's just the fact that you're sitting there with this thing in your house. And
Yeah.
they might have thought, let me just hold on to it.
Yeah.
But they can't actually approach you and go, hi, Eddie, yeah, I nicked your guitar. Can you sign it for me?
No, maybe that's how you should approach. You're going to get something else signed, but give back the
a
guitar.
sign on your forehead.
Yeah.
Maybe a little knock to the forehead for the stress. But they must be sitting at home watching and thinking, oh my goodness, I nicked Eddie Grant's guitar. I can't actually tell anyone.
Yes. Actually, what happened is that I loaned it to a friend,
Yeah.
and he loaned it
To someone
to
else.
another friend. He never did tell me who he loaned it to.
Naughty.
And it stayed
There.
away from me.
Give
Yeah.
it back. Give it back.
It will come.
We're going to do an ad break in about
It
20
will
seconds. Bring back Eddie Grant's guitar. Bring back Eddie Grant's. Paulie's looking at me like, what is wrong with this woman? Do you know you're on radio, Phoebe? Do you?
It's the pineapple
It's the
juice. That's what it
best
is.
on the radio.
Do you know what you're actually doing, woman? You're on radio, love.
No, but it's good.
Let's do this. I do believe some adverts are supposed to come up, but we'll see.
Yes.
Let's have a look. Another 20 seconds and they'll just do their thing. But yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited at the moment. So let's go and do this. Hopefully. Fill that up, really. Hold on a minute. I'm just going to be very raw here.
For the first time ever on the Big Breakfast, the wheel up, you know?
I done the wheel up because I had the instrumentation playing.
Because they say we can't do that on breakfast radio.
No, we could do what we
but
like.
We do what we want, especially when Sir Eddie Grant's in the building.
Absolutely. So if you're sitting, you learn about history, you want to know about black history and just history in general, because we're not just going to put it on that black history thing so we forget about it next month. We don't do that nonsense.
Talk to them,
You
please.
can remember it all the time. So
Talk
if you're
to
just tuning in now, we have the legendary Eddie Grant in the building.
Sir Eddie
He did
Grant.
a lot. Yes, sir, actually. Sir.
Yeah.
Talk to me properly.
That's right.
Sir. Okay. On the Beat London 103.6 FM. We know it's Black History Month, like we said. That's not the only reason why Sir Eddie Grant is coming. He's a very, very busy man.
Yes.
And we are extremely fortunate. So I thought, let me wheel up the tune again.
And he's here giving us the history, but don't get him twisted. He's futuristic, though.
Yes.
futuristic individual, but he's given us the history.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
See how I done that?
I like that.
Dropped
peeps.
it in nicely. Are you proud of me, Eddy Grant?
Absolutely.
Thank
proud.
you. I don't wanna dance, don't wanna
That's
dance.
the first time I heard that tune, now.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
Eddie, you're welcome to sing along if you like.
This early in the morning, all
Yeah.
you get is a croak. Haven't you heard?
And you didn't put no cash in the envelope for him? You can't do that,
I'm
Phoebes.
so cheeky.
He has to relax when he's done all that.
What a cheek. No, I'm playing.
It's incredible, though,
I
this
know
tune,
what that
man.
feels like. I'm telling you, man.
He's letting her down gently in this one.
Mummy,
Say,
I'm-
listen, baby, the rave's over, you know. I can't do nothing for you, babe.
That's when the lights come on and you see what you've been dancing with. It's like the lights come on and you're like, actually.
You know?
That's when you got to rub your eyes and be like, what?
Yeah, well, I guess I'll see you next time, because you can't come home with me. Yeah, man. He said, oh, baby, no. I love it.
You've been in the back with your curly perm and your slingbacks and your pleated skirt, you know. You just see the wreck.
Yes.
When the light comes on, wallpaper on your back.
Hey, that's a big tune, man.
That's when the lights come on mid-wine and you're just like, oh my gosh. The lights come on mid-wine and you either look behind you or you look in front of you and think, There's nowhere to run, you're far from the door.
You know what I love about the music that we're playing from you so far, Mr. Eddie, is so picturesque, man.
No,
the way it's written, I feel like I'm there. Like I felt like I was in the dance. You know, when you was explaining your childhood
Virtual
in Guyana,
dance,
I
yes.
see myself in my shorts and my Clark sandals,
Yes.
sitting on a rock stone, just watching.
Posh
Yes.
Very
Clarks.
picturesque, man. Yeah, I'm a Clark
tried.
baby.
You're doing
I
posh
tried.
stuff. You're doing Clarks in the West Indies.
Yeah, I'm a Jamaican, Phoebes. What do you want me to do?
Dominica. Hey.
Hey.
So, we have this battle of the islands sometimes.
It's all good, man. It's all islands
It's
in
all
there,
love.
man.
It's all love.
Definitely.
So if you just tuned in, we are the Beat London 103.67. We have Sir Eddy Grant in the building.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That's why I've got no behaviour today.
I wanted to ask a question, Sir Eddy Grant, and you can tell me to mind my own business if you want to, but where do you currently reside at the moment?
I'm in Barbados.
Okay,
nice.
okay.
Yeah, it's nice and cool. It's a lovely little island.
I bet it
Yeah.
is.
I must give it a plug.
Yeah, do that, man.
Barbados.
Barbados is nice.
Yeah,
Mind you, Caribbean is nice.
Yeah.
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 So when you're in Barbados, do you get left alone or do you get bothered a lot by a lot of your fans?
I don't get. I'm always doing something. So so I don't get involved in no scandal and kind of things.
We like
You got to
that.
understand he's a Pisces. That means you can find him when he wants to
you
be found. Other than that, I'm ghost.
Underground.
That's like with
That's
Pirelli.
right, yeah.
Everyone's like, Phoebe, where's Pirelli? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, man. That's how I'm listening to how Sir Eddie's talking about it because I know how I'm gonna be in a little while. When I get my Bentley, you can't see me, you know. Ghost.
I'll be like, I don't know. I don't know.
I
know.
was here.
He was. Sir Eddy Grant.
Can I ask you about your album making process? Two things I wanted to know. First of all, whether you record in the UK or is it Caribbean based or any other parts of the world? And secondly, what was probably your most challenging? Because I'm more of an albums guy.
Yeah.
What was like your most challenging album to make?
They're all challenging because generally I work alone. And so
Of course.
I started doing that a long time ago. So I'm quite good at it. And the only thing that it's very lonely. You go into studio, it's either cold when I was here in Stamford Hill. The early ones were done there. And, today we take a lot for granted.
Yeah.
When I first became a solo artist, and you're talking about a long time ago, there were no black studios. We and in so many ways that we have been underprivileged. We've been underprivileged by virtue of time and action by other people and other interests and so on. So anyway, at that time, there was no place that black musicians could honestly say was their own.
Right.
And I needed to have a place to work in because I'd always worked in other people's studios. And so I quite innocently found out how to do it. And together with Frank Agarat, who was and became the first black engineer in Europe.
Wow.
Yes.
Another bit of history.
That's
Random
correct.
facts. They're coming from Eddie today, not me. Random facts.
That's correct. And it's important that our children and grandchildren and future
know
these things because then it puts their presence in this wonderful land into perspective.
For sure.
I came here after a lot of people had come and tried. It's like digging for gold. They came and they dug and they didn't find any gold, and so they died and they went away. And then I found their old gold mine,
Right.
and then was able to dig, and then I found gold. And maybe I didn't find sufficient, but I found enough to make other generations coming after me to understand that there is gold there. There's an opportunity and there's a possibility that if you go to that same place and you dig with sufficient passion, you will unearth that which you are looking for. And if it is gold you're looking for, you will find it. And I've sincerely believed that since then, that, others have come and with good intentions and not found anything because maybe they haven't worked hard enough at it, and others have come and also found gold. And it's important to know that that first of all that we have changed England, we have changed Europe, and we're going to change it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, we're going to change it again.
When you say we've changed and the change that you're talking about, can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Well, I'm speaking basically about black people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it is from them that I came, and I brought a package with me when I came from Guyana, and that package enabled me to withstand whatever the issues were at the time. And I think that the people who came before me, in a lot of cases, were unfortunate as musicians, and in whatever discipline they came, they tried, and the environment at the time was so hostile that they couldn't, because they weren't prepared for it. Fortunately, I came young enough and with sufficient familial background in terms of being able to withstand the battering.
Yeah.
And that through that, a strong family, and we all had very strong families at that time. There was a time in the 60s when the people who came on the Windrush and so on had experienced enough, but were not able to, through dint of lack of knowledge or lack of opportunity. I like to say to people that what makes for success is happiness with yourself.
Yeah.
And if you can have that happiness, it's the start of a 10, and then you have capacity and opportunity. If you've got the capacity and you get the opportunity, you will succeed in life. And I think that what has happened since the 60s, for example, is that we have shown as a people that we have the fortitude, because the past generations have shown that, and we have the capacity, both educational and in terms of skills, real skills, people skills, etc., to join with others who are not necessarily of our race or hue. And we have been able to significantly change England. England is recognized now, at last, after all the years of badgering, that, for example, we have footballers. The footballers have bottle. They can get in there and they can enhance the plant called England. And it will happen more and more as time goes by, and England must be prepared for it and allow that opportunity to exist.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely, man. Can we just...
The jewels.
We are, definitely. Like I said, This is not because it's Black History Month. It's because it should be.
Can I just ask you, Phoebe? 'Cause
Yeah.
I want you to say it. Where can we, if you want to hear this again and you want to rewind it, where can you go to hear this
Right
track
on
again?
Mixcloud, baby.
All
You
right,
don't worry.
all right.
This is going to be spread far
right.
and wide. Our manager's going to make sure that everybody can hear.
Because there's a few jewels in there that you may need to redigest.
Absolutely. Ivan,
know?
you
I've
cool?
just got one question, yeah?
Yeah.
Aye.
Are you going to play the...
And which one is that, Ivan? What track is it? Sing some more.
Is she setting you up to that?
Go on, Eddie. Sing
do
some
that.
more so we can pick.
Oh, baby, you got me.
Living on the front line.
Oh, man.
Sing it again, Ivan.
I ain't got the headphones. I need more in my headphones.
Oh, he's in there. He's in there.
Just for Ivan. Yay!
Wow.
Living on the front line, Eddy Grant, baby.
Yeah, man.
Let's do this. Oh, mama, you got me. Living on the front line. Hey!
So, Eddie, you never said you was making gangster business like this, though.
Hey,
Come on, what?
It's just the truth.
I'm just enjoying the bum of the song because I look at music like women, you know. This one's got a big bum, you know.
Well, there you go.
Hey, man.
And it only comes every now and again, so you
Yeah,
you nice.
you
yeah?
appreciate it when you
Yes,
see it.
That's correct.
Oh my
Absolutely
goodness.
awesome. And I hear it was you on the guitar that we heard in there as well.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Sir Eddy Grant. So, like Ivan said, you put rock into reggae.
Yeah.
Mixing that up, man.
And, you know, when you look into it, I mean, you know, everything in its time. You know, there was a period of time when I was experimenting very seriously. You know, experiment is the pathway to the future, as they say. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't only happen in science and technology. It happens also in music. And I spent a lot of time. I had a toy that was I was fortunate enough always to have a toy that I can experiment with. And, you know, I'm happy that people liked it. And especially that particular song because, you know, it was saying something in a way that at the time people felt that, you know, maybe I shouldn't be saying and this and that. But I've always taken the chance, you know.
Yeah.
I've always taken the chance.
And so I heard you
Wow.
say it in there, like something about what kind of man would I be.
If I
And
can't talk about what I see.
He's letting them have it, man.
We
What kind of
love
man
you,
would I
Sir
be
Eddie, I
if
tell
I
ya.
can't talk about what I see? Incredible.
DJ Lane's in the building.
Hey, big up.
I don't know if you've asked this question already, but which front line was you talking about?
The front line.
Right, okay. So, talking about that, can we just play?
If you know, then you know.
I do believe Electric Avenue. Oh my goodness. Raving in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Down to Electric
Yeah, man.
Avenue. And then we'll take it higher.
When I don't want you to find me anymore, I'll be on Electric Avenue. Yeah. I'm not telling you where it is, though.
We got like 3 minutes left. Top of the Pops, Sir Eddy Grant. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Top of the Pops was a weekly show that promoted whatever it is that was in the charts or going to make the charts. And you have to understand that in order for black artists in those times to achieve that, it was really a perilous affair because obviously you didn't get the amount of play on BBC radio, which was mainly the organ that was used to disseminate all pop music and pop culture.
Hear the words he's using.
Yeah, well, that really was a very difficult thing to achieve. And every now and again, we would see one of us on that program, and it was a magnificent thing, you know, to see, you know, a black person like yourself, a youngster, because you have to understand, young black people in this country achieved nothing at that time.
That's right.
No, really. I mean, we had no footballers. We had no stars as such. It was a rarity, and when you did see one, he was trying to basically be something else,
Yeah.
you know.
Can I just ask, what year are we sort of talking about here?
Mid-60s.
Yes,
Wow.
that's just the other day. Don't get it twisted. That's
No.
just the other day.
No, I want you to understand quite how far
Yeah,
we've pushed.
Of course.
this whole thing, and to reach at a stage where now you find there are still those problems.
Yeah.
It is, and it's getting worse. You know, both here and other places, it is really getting worse. I mean, so the fact that we have been made comfortable to accept that there is no problem, and so we're writing songs that have no value to our communities and so on.
I'm hearing what he's saying.
Yeah.
Are you
Really
hearing him?
significant. So our young writers, get yourself together. Understand that
Yeah.
the pushing has not ended. You know, we've got to keep on pushing. We've got to keep on saying what it is that we feel, and then we'll create some social change that along the way will do something for this country. I mean, I want you to understand the impact that black peoples have had in this country. It's tremendous. I said to somebody one day, when I came here, England was only two colors, brown and cream. All the houses interior were painted brown and cream. And in the late 60s, they tried to change it to white. You know, inside, yes, to totally white, because it appeared that we were lost in the middle of that period of time. Then all of a sudden, the impact came, and you found people starting to accept more and more what they used to laugh at. And, you know, in some cases, people are still laughing. We are serious people because we have in our heads, we have in our DNA, we have in our melanin creativity that is unbelievable. And if England allows it, England will become something. I mean, it is already on its way to becoming something quite special. Broke, but on its way to being something. But that's not our fault. I mean, relatively speaking, you know, we had no say in that. But unfortunately, yes, broke. But with a serious possibility, properly handled, to become again. First of all, they're going to have to come and speak to us again in the regions that they let go.
Yeah.
Because
So you're going to have to come and talk to us properly, really.
I want them to understand. You're going to have to come down there and talk to me properly.
Yes. And the legend has spoken.
And in that way, Brexit won't matter one damn.
Yes. Yes. So, can we just say, because we're going into DJ Lane's time.
Yes.
Sorry.
Your time. Thank you,
Listen,
honey.
you hear when them big man put it down, you know, listen, one damn, you know, listen, that's it.
Any better.
It's said.
Know yourself. If you're going to talk to Sir Eddy Grant, talk to Sir Eddy Grant properly. Thank you very much.
Man.
So, Sir Eddy Grant,
Yes, my
because we're going to
darling.
keep calling you Sir Eddy Grant. It's so funny saying
I don't
Eddie.
take offense.
You know when you were little and you're like calling
Onto
a parent
something
or somebody of
auntie
respect
something.
calling a name,
Yes.
it's like no.
Yes.
My mum's gonna be like, Phoebe, you mean to tell me Eddie? You calling him man? That's what my auntie would say. Phoebe, you have Eddy Grant in the studio, you call him Eddie. Is that slap you're looking for now? I'm like, okay then.
Like you and him in size. That's right.
So you have an event coming up, Electric Avenue.
Yeah, again, there we go. You know, not for us to be boastful in the times of success.
Yeah.
But here was a street sitting down of which nobody in this country knew its history. It was sitting there quietly in Brixton, of all places. And my eyes saw it through the intervention of the great Norman Beaton, who was one of our champions.
That man there.
He should be the Sir Norman. He should be the Sir.
Absolutely.
Yeah, as well.
Forget me. Put Norman in his rightful place. He was the best actor in Britain.
Yep.
Not the best black actor.
Just
he
the
was,
best actor.
He was bad and badder than the Sir them, than Sir Alec, than Sir Ralph.
Yeah, absolutely.
You understand, Sir John?
We are the beat of your city. The beat 103.6 FM.